So coming up next, I would like to introduce to you a gentleman from Lacey, Diamond Master Scott Kampen, and he's going to be talking about the law of averages and the law of sowing and reaping. And you might recognize him from Success Academies and one-day seminars brought on by Atomy America. Here's Scott.
Thank you, Bill.
Give him a big hand.
Thank you very much, Bill. I am honored to be able to share, as always. You know, it's always a privilege to be able to share and to help transfer knowledge, to help us all learn and grow. And so I hope that over the next 30, 40 minutes that the information that I share tonight is something that is going to help transform your network marketing business and the way that you now see your position with regard to your relationship with people. So with that, I want to share my screen and we will get started here. As was mentioned, I'm going to be sharing about the laws of averages, the law of averages and the law of sowing and reaping. Now, this was adapted from a teaching that master motivational speaker and network marketer Jim Rohn put together many years ago. I had an opportunity to go see Jim Rohn in the mid-1990s. There was a conference up in Seattle, and there were many motivational speakers there. Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, Stephen Covey, Jim Rohn, a number of people presented that day. And I've always followed these tremendous people and their teachings as just a world of information out there. So this teaching, again, was adapted from him. I've added some things to it. And I really encourage each and every one of you to go to YouTube and search for Jim Rohn, and he will transform your life. He started out in network marketing at the age of 25. He was working on the family farm in Idaho, and he was 25. He was milking cows, and that was about the only skill he had. And so he ended up getting approached from someone who was in a network marketing company, and they transformed his life. So by the time he was 31, he was very wealthy, millionaire. So just 6 years later, he really fell into it head deep and transformed his life. And then he went on to be an author and motivational speaker throughout the world until he passed away in 2009. So with that, I want to share this teaching with you. So here we have Mary, and we can finally see how Mary was able to decide to go full-time on her network marketing business because Mary had way too much work and not enough life. So her scale wasn't balanced. And from what we can see from Mary, she is a party animal and loves the nightlife. And she wanted more of that for her life. So she finally made the decision to go full time. The key thing with network marketing is that it allows you to work full time on your day job and part time on your fortune. And so that is the beautiful thing about network marketing. And Atomy's program, our platform that we have, allows us to do that with ease. And here are some personal philosophies that can change your life. Profits are better than wages. You know, when you have a wage, you're going to work, you get a paycheck. Maybe you make minimum wage, maybe you make $20, maybe $25 an hour. That's it. Unless you get a raise or work overtime, you can't increase that. And so profits are better than wages. Wages make you a living. They pay the bills, they put food on the table. But profits are what make you a fortune. And here we can work full-time on our jobs and part-time on our fortune. It takes a while. Remember that we're working part-time on our fortune, one day at a time, one brick at a time, one customer at a time, one product at a time, one speech at a time. We're just constantly working on that, one invitation to the meeting at a time. and we're working full-time on our day jobs and part-time on our fortune. Now, here's some goals for you within your part-time fortune, this Atomy business that we have right here. Part-time equal what you're earning on your full-time job. That's goal number one, right? Goal number two is to make twice as much money on your fortune as you're making on your full-time job. And the reason for that is because when you finally make that decision to quit your job and go full-time on your fortune, now you're going to have to pay for your medical, your dental, your vision, all of that. So you want to make sure that your part-time fortune is exceeding what you're making on your full-time job. So then that way it doesn't add burden or hardship to you when you decide to go full-time in your part-time fortune. And then finally, the third thing is you make that decision. You know, after maybe months or years, you finally get to that point where, you know, you go full-time on your fortune after you get to that point. So eventually you get to the point within your part-time fortune to make a decision. You now can go full-time. The magic of part-time helps you to change your lifestyle for long-term success. So here's a philosophy I want you to understand, that it's not what happens that determines your life's future. It's what you do about what happens that makes all the difference. You know, it's not the blowing of the wind that determines your destination, but rather the set of your sail. If you've ever been out on a sailboat before, you know that if you don't put the sail up, you're not going to be going very far or very fast. And so we need to put our sail up, because otherwise we're just going to be tossed about by the wind, by the current. We're not going to have a clear direction. And then a key thing to remember is that the same wind blows on us all. You know, I've heard so many people say, oh, why does bad things always happen to me? Why is life so much harder for me? But you know what? The same wind blows on us all. We all have difficulties. We all have challenges. We all have opportunities. But it's how we respond to those things that make the difference in our future. So I encourage each of you to set a better sail this year than you did last year. And what is it that we use here in Atomy to set our better sails? The life scenario. So remember, the life scenario is a key thing. Take it out daily, read it. The life scenario allows us to set our sail, focus in on our goals, determine the course of where we're going to go this year. So keep that in mind. Always work on your life scenario. Set a better sail. And then change your philosophy today in order to change your tomorrow. We need to change what we're thinking up in our noggin up here, you know, by putting in positive things into our minds and by maybe reading positive books. Now, that's part of our 8 core to success, is to read books, right? Well, not just reading romance novels, but reading motivational books, books that will encourage and empower us. Read books on people who are very successful. And you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on your books. You can go to Goodwill, Value Village, thrifty stores around your neighborhood there, and you can find motivational books for $1, $2, $3, but they will change your life by changing the way that we're thinking. It's possible through all of that to make the next 3 years of your life totally different than the last 3. You know, we can't change our past, my friends. What's happened to us has happened. All we can do is change today in order to impact our tomorrow, in order to focus us in a new direction. It's a great thing to be able to know that I am not determined. I am not the person because of my past. I can change who I am today, regardless of what I've done. I can set a new sail and set off on a course for a new direction. So here is the history of the last 6,000 years of recorded history. Do you know what it is? I'm going to give you a history lesson right here. It's opportunities mixed with difficulties. If you read back through the history of our recorded history of mankind, you will see there were many, many difficulties that we faced. But surrounded by those difficulties were opportunities for advancement, opportunities for growth, opportunities for new technologies, opportunities for new wealth development. So there's opportunities mixed with difficulties. We're all going to have those. We're all going to go through difficult times. We're all going to have great opportunities. But for things to change, you have to change. You know, I hear it all the time. Boy, I wish my government would change so that it make my life easier. I wish that person would change to make my life easier. I wish this would change and we didn't have to do that anymore. But you know, the only thing that we as individuals can control is our change, our destiny, our attitudes, our way of communicating with people, our vision on what we see our tomorrow to be like. We need to be the ones to change, and it'll change the course of your future. And then don't wish that things were easier, wish that you were better. You know, learn a new skill, learn some new things. You know, a year and a half ago, well, almost 2 years now, before COVID hit, a lot of us didn't even know how to use Zoom, right? But here we are. Now we're all engaging every week. We're coming together. We've learned a new skill. We've learned how to use this program. We've learned how to communicate with people when we were all on lockdown. So it's not too hard to change. It's not too hard to find a new skill. And then don't wish for less problems, because we're always going to have them. Each and every one of us has problems. We're all facing those same things. But wish for more skills. Wish for things to make it easier when those problems occur in our lives. So then that way we can deal with them head on. We know how to solve that challenge and go forward. You know, I had a boss one time. He told me this. I would go into his office and I would say, hey, boss, here's the problem today. Down in the data center, we've got this server, it won't boot up. It's broke. And he would tell me, he said, Scott, he goes, when you come into my office from now on, I don't want you just to tell me that there's a problem, but I want you to tell me there's a problem, but also offer 3 possible solutions for fixing that problem. And what that statement did for me, it transformed my thinking into from a problem finder to a problem solver. I was able to go to my boss now and say, hey, look, we've got this problem, but here's what we're going to do to fix it right here. I got these 3 things and I'm going to pick this one because that's the better solution. So it put a lot of that on me, and it really helped get me out of that mindset of trying to find someone else to fix the problems. And then don't wish for less challenges, wish for more wisdom. You know, we're always going to have challenges, my friends, right? We're always going to have those things that come at us out of the blue. And we just want to be able to have more wisdom on how to discern what to do in those situations. So wish for those things, wish for more wisdom. Maybe, you know, if you've got time, maybe take a course somewhere to learn some new skills or to gain more knowledge. There's a lot of information out there. And then above and beyond, humans can do the most remarkable things no matter what. And that is a true statement. If you take a look just at the last 100 years, where we were 100 years ago, you know, the average person 100 years ago still owned a horse. Isn't that amazing? Now, only the rich own horses. Everybody has cars. So things have changed. We went to the moon. We've solved so many technical problems. We found a cure for polio. We've done so many remarkable things. Humans can do so many things. You know, when during tragedies, we all band together, come together as a united family, right? To just get through that challenge together. And so humans can do remarkable things no matter what. Don't talk yourself out of doing remarkable things. Each and every one of us can do it. So now the law of averages, starting a ratio and keeping it growing. We're going to talk about ratios here for a minute. If you do something long enough, a ratio will appear. Now we're going to talk about what a ratio is. If you talk to 10 people and one person says yes, the ratio has begun. Well, that's 1 out of 10, right? Or 10%. That's a ratio. Sure enough, if you talk to 10 more people, you might get 1 more. Well, there you go. The ratio has continued. And once the ratio starts, it tends to continue. You tend to continue that same average. The thing about ratios here is that you learn more by losing than you do by winning. Isn't that a true statement? If we were winning all the time, every time we talked to someone, they signed up, they bought our product, they came to the meeting, we would think it's so easy, right? We wouldn't learn, we wouldn't grow, we wouldn't expand our knowledge. Oh, I've got this down pat. Every time I talk to someone, someone's coming in. But you know, I've learned more by losing in a situation than by winning. I've learned, you know, that didn't work out the way I thought it was going to. So maybe I need to tweak how I approach people. Maybe I need to change my invitation a little bit. I need to change the way I'm communicating with people. So I get better during that. When you are new in network marketing, new in Atomy, you make up in numbers what you lack for in skills. When I first got into Atomy, I was so eager. I thought I knew it all. I thought, oh, I got this down pat. How easy as it is. We've got product, people buy product. We've got downlines left and right. We get points. It's easy, piece of cake, not a problem. So I started approaching people, started talking to them. And sure enough, I wasn't succeeding as I thought I would. The very first thing that I did, I started, especially after COVID hit, I went to social media and I started messaging people all around the world, just blasting out these messages to people. And you know, it took 170 times, 170 messages that I sent out before I got my first yes. And that person signed up. They lived in India. I couldn't even communicate with them, had to use Google Translate. But they signed up their friends, 3, 4, next thing you know, there's more, and it continued to grow. And so that my India team started growing. Now, if I would have stopped at 160, I would not have found that 170th person. And you know, now since then, I can reach out to people easier and people sign up, people buy the products, and it's getting easier. The law of averages can be increased. Sure enough, if you talk to 10, you can get 2. If you talk to 10, you get 3. Well, why do you think that would be increasing? Because you, my friends, are getting better. You're getting better with your message. You're getting better with your invitations. You're getting better with your approach to people. You're building relationships with people. You're becoming more confident in your beliefs that I can do this. I can do this. I know this product. I know everything, how it benefits me. I want to share that with the world. You are getting better. And who can get better? Anybody can get better, my friends, right? Doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are, anybody can get better. You know, let me tell you a story about our chairman, Hong-Gil Park. Do you know what he did last year? I don't know how old he is. He's like late 60s, early 70s, somewhere in that neighborhood. But, you know, he went to college, and last year he got his PhD. Oh my gosh, his PhD. You know, he didn't need to go there, but he did. You know why? Because he wants to continue to learn. He wants to continue to get better. What a great example is that? You know, in baseball, they call ratios a batting average. A player that bats a 300 average gets paid millions per year. This means that 10 times up at bat, they strike out 7 times and they only hit the ball 3 times to get safely to base. Isn't that amazing? They don't have to hit the ball every time they get up at bat. Now, it'd be great if they did, right? But the same thing is true in network marketing. You don't have to bat 1,000 in order to make big money. You don't have to. Yeah, we're not gonna get everybody. Every time we talk to 10 people, maybe we'll get 1, maybe we'll get 2. But you know what? That's your batting average. That's okay. 1 out of 10 is absolutely fine. 2 out of 10 is terrific. 3 out of 10 is fabulous. Do you know 3 out of 10 is enough to make you rich beyond your wildest dreams? Absolutely. Do not get discouraged by striking out 7 times with people. Don't get discouraged by it. It's okay. We don't have to bat 1,000 all the time. So when you use this, when recruiting new members, when you're talking to new people, talk to them like this. Look, I've got this part-time business and I'm getting 3 people out of 10 to join. Now, I don't mind you coming to the meeting and just being one of the 7. Just come to the meeting, listen in. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to buy anything. Just come to the meeting, because a year from now, when I'm doing well, you can't say to me, I didn't tell you about the opportunity. Always be willing to share that opportunity, my friends. Don't be ashamed of it. Always be out there just telling people, tell them, because eventually they're going to see the change in you. They're going to see the success that you've reached, and they're going to get interested by that. And then they're going to be coming back and saying, wow, I think I want to hear more, you know. But if you have a friend or family member or a coworker and you didn't tell them about it, and all of a sudden, you know, there you are driving a new car or you're doing great things, they're like, oh my, why didn't you tell me about that? I was looking for an opportunity and I've been really struggling. Why didn't you tell me? So there's something that you can use right there in order to, you know, just make it easy for people to make a decision on their own to come to the meeting. Now, my friends, I want to just share with you a little story about sowing and reaping. The story of the sower, which has great principles for the network marketer, comes from the Bible. Now, my friends, I'm not a theologian. I'm not a Bible scholar. I've read it a few times. I've practiced certain parts of it, and other parts I have to admit I need to go to confession, I guess. But you know, there are great things that we can learn from the Bible, right? Great things that we can learn from the stories within it. And I'm going to share this one with you. As the story goes, there was a sower, and he went out into his field to sow his seed. Now, here's some key things that we know about the sower. He was ambitious, right? He worked hard. He was focused. He knew what his goal was. It's a key thing there. And he was prepared. So he worked hard, he was focused, and he was prepared. He had the tools. He had the right tools, the right product that he wanted to show or see or sow to the world. And he had excellent seed. Now, he was ambitious and he had excellent seed. The excellent seed could be an excellent opportunity, an excellent product, an excellent story, an excellent invitation to a meeting. So we have an ambitious sower with excellent seed. That's you and I, my friends. We are excellent. We are ambitious sowers, and we have an excellent seed. We have an excellent product right here. Now, as the story goes, the sower went out to sow some seeds, but the first part of the seeds fell by the wayside and the birds got them. The birds are going to get some of your excellent seed, and we just have to accept that. We have to understand that. But what does this mean? It means not everyone will attend your meeting. Not everyone's going to visit with you. Not everyone's going to come to your meeting or watch the video with you or want to learn about the products. That's okay. Not everyone will be interested in your excellent seed, and that's okay. People will get distracted by other things in their life. You know, everything happens. There's excuses for everything, right? And people will also get talked out of attending your meeting or listening to your opportunity by the birds in their life, right? Those people that say, oh, you don't want that atomy business. You don't want that. I've got a better thing for you. Hey, I've got this insurance thing over here. You come over here, we'll go do that. You know, people get talked out of opportunity so much. You know, one time I talked myself out of an opportunity. Back in 2010, my friend came to me and he said, hey, Scott, there's this thing called Bitcoin. Do you want to invest in it? I'm like, what's that? He goes, well, it's this cryptocurrency. And you know what? It's only $150 a coin. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so expensive. You know what Bitcoin goes for today? $67,000 per coin. I had $1,000 to invest. We won't talk about the math on that one, but opportunities come. You get talked out of by the birds. Well, when the birds come, you have two options. You can chase the birds, right? Get away from my new member, get away from my new person, get away here. But what does that do for you? It causes you to leave the field. You get distracted your own, and you get off course. It distracts you from your future and not add to it. So don't worry about the birds. Here's another option you have. Stay in the field. Keep sowing, keep sowing, keep sowing, keep telling the message, keep sharing the products, keep sharing the invite to a meeting. Continue to sow the seeds and take care of those seeds that are developing new roots. When the birds come, you just have to say, well, isn't that interesting? I thought for sure Mary was going to come to the meeting tonight. She sounded interested. She sounded like she wanted to learn. I don't know what happened to her. Well, you know what happened to her? The birds. That's plain and simple. That's all we know. So, despite the birds, the sower kept on sowing. He kept on sharing the message, kept on sharing the opportunity, kept on sharing the vision. If you keep sowing, you can sow more than the birds can get because there aren't enough birds. The law of averages that we learned a little bit ago will work for you. They'll start working for you. Just keep sowing the seed. You see, that, my friends, was the secret to the sower's success. He kept on sowing the seeds. He didn't care about the birds. They're distractions. They're squawking over there. You know, just let them go. You know why? Because there are fewer birds. There's more seed to be sown. Don't worry about the birds. Now, as the story goes, some of the seed fell on rocky ground where the soil was shallow, but there was still a little bit of soil there, but it was shallow. Now, this time, the little seeds that fell in the ground began to grow. But the first hot day, the plant withered and died. Oh my goodness, how many times has that happened to us? We have someone that, you know, they hear our story, they hear our opportunity, they sign up, and then you never hear from them again. They stop buying the products, they stop coming to the meetings, they They stopped responding to your messages. The sun came out. They found a different opportunity. You know, they got distracted. Keep in mind, the soil in the rocky ground is not of your making, because you, my friends, had excellent seed and you were an ambitious sower. So don't worry about that. The hot weather, this is a key thing, the hot weather is going to get some. Some don't stay. Some people don't stay for the long haul. They don't see the vision. They lose sight of the vision, right? Now, the secret to the success of the sower was that he kept on sowing. That's the key thing right there. Just keep on sowing, keep telling the message, keep sharing the opportunity. Here is what the sower had to do in order to keep on sowing. He had to discipline his disappointment. Oh my gosh, I want you guys to understand that. He had to discipline his disappointment. You know, sometimes we get so disappointed in people. I thought for sure Jim was going to call me back. I thought he said he was going to. He's got my number. We've been friends for years. But you know what you do? You take that disappointment and you just put it aside, put it in a box and lock it. Don't worry about the disappointment. Just keep moving on. Keep sowing the seeds. Keep sharing the opportunity, because there's other people out there. He had to ignore the birds. The birds are going to be there. They're flying around. They're looking for that seed, but just keep ignoring them. Just keep sowing the seed. Now, some seed fell on thorny ground, and the thorns sprung up and choked them and died. They died, right? The seed died. So what are the thorns? Well, let's talk about that. They're the little cares, the worries, the distractions that people have in their lives. Those things that come up that cause them to blow because they haven't put their sail up, right? They haven't set their sail. And so now they're being tossed about on the ocean to and fro, just at the mercy of the current. A lack of commitment. That's a thorn right there. That lack of commitment, that lack of sticking through it, even through the hard times. You know, when you're first starting out with Atomy, a lot of times people think, oh my gosh, this is great. It's so easy. I'm going to get rich quick. I'm going to be a millionaire tomorrow. But then a week goes by, a month goes by, 6 months goes by, a year goes by, and they don't see the vision. They don't stick with it, because they thought they were going to be making more money than what they are. But you got to stick with it. You got to keep going. And eventually it starts to grow and grow and grow, right? Lack of commitment, that's a thorn. Self-doubt, that's a huge one. When we doubt ourselves and our abilities and our skills, we just we get depressed. It's like, oh, it's not going as fast. I'm nervous. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not. We talk ourselves out of opportunities. That's a thorn in our lives. And then things that happen out of the blue. My. How many people know about Murphy's Law? If bad things will happen, they surely will, or something like that, right? When things can go wrong, they will. Murphy's Law, you know, he impacts us all, that Murphy. Oh, he's a devil of a guy. I tell you that. But when things hit us out of the blue, it blows us off course. We didn't see it coming. We didn't see that bad thing in our life happen to us. We didn't see it coming, and it blows us off course and we get sidetracked. So we've got to be prepared to deal with things that come at us out of the blue, and realize that it happens to all of us. None of us here on this call or on that are watching this video are immune to that. We're all going to have challenging things happen to us. It's just a way of life. Remember, opportunities mixed with difficulties, right? We're going to have difficulties in our network marketing business, but then we're going to have moments of great opportunity. You know, there have been times for me when I've just been getting kind of depressed. It's like, oh, it's not going the way I thought, or boy, I wish I had more PV coming in. And then just when I'm about ready to give up, I'll get a message from one of my partners, one of my members, and they're like, Scott, we need help. We're going to buy products today. How do we do it? And then, hey, we've got another friend we want to sign up. And then the fire gets ignited in me again, and I get all excited. It's thrilling. We're going to have opportunities mixed with difficulties. People let the little things cheat them out of big opportunities. So don't let the little things cheat you out of big opportunities. Stay with it. Focus on the vision. But the sower kept on sowing the seed. Keep on sharing the story, my friends. Keep on telling people about the Atomy vision. Keep on giving the invitation to the meetings. Just keep on doing it. Keep on sharing the invitation. Eventually people will join, they'll come, they'll listen in, and maybe they'll hear something that will just plant that seed in them to where they will then say, you know, thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me. Keep on sharing the products. The products, here's a key thing. I hear people say this all the time. You know, the Atomy products sell themselves. Well, you know what? That's not true, my friends. Those Atomy products sitting on the shelves don't sell themselves. They require you and I, word of mouth, to open our mouths, form the words, use our tongue, our lips, and speak. We need to be the ones sharing the products, because if we don't tell people about those products, they're not going to know about the products. The products don't sell themselves. That's what we are for. We are the sowers of that seed. We're the sowers of the products. Finally, the seed fell on good ground. And it always will. My friends, you know, you're throwing that seed out there. The birds are going to get some. The rocky ground is going to get some. The thorns are going to get some. And finally, some of the seed's going to land on good ground. Fertile ground, ground that was hungry, waiting for seeds to be just planted there. If you share a good idea long enough, it will fall on the ears of good people. They will hear the message, they'll see the vision. So some seeds on the good ground, as the story goes, did 30%. And some of the seeds in the good ground did 60%. And some of the seeds in the good ground did 100%. So my friends, let the 30s do 30s. Let the 60s do 60s. Let the 100s do 100. You know, some people, they sign up and they want to be a consumer. They just want to buy the products. They love the products and they buy regularly. We call them auto consumers, right? They're the 30%. Let them do 30. We love them. They're great. They're the bread and butter, right? And then you have the 60%. Now, this is the person that, you know, I've been a consumer for a while, but now I want to earn a commission. So I'm gonna, you know, maybe sign up my friend here and maybe get a commission and help pay for the products that I'm using. And then you're going to have the person that's 100%. They're the ones that are going to become your business partners. They're going to work with you during challenges. They're going to want to succeed and grow, and they're going to want to go up in the mastership with you. Those are the hundreds. That's how these people work. That's how that seed grows and get what they want out of their business. So don't force a 30 to become a 60 and a 60 to become 100. You know, we need them all, right? But those are the ones that are planted in the good ground. Now, here's some lessons that we've learned about being a sower. One, the birds are going to get some of your seed. Those people are going to get distracted. They're going to not see your opportunity, your invitation. They're going to go elsewhere. The hot weather is going to wither some of your plants. You know, on the first nice day, the people are gone. When it's raining, they're right there. They want to hear your story. They're looking for that opportunity. But as soon as the sun comes out, they've moved on to greener pastures. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, right? But they forget about that big old bulldog on that other side of the fence waiting for them. The thorns are going to get some of the plants, right? So those self-doubt, that worry, that care that we have, it's going to talk us out of that. And then some of the seed's going to land on good ground and grow. And my friends, just plant the seed. That's your job. Let God make the tree. You know, we don't have to think about the miracle of how a plant grows, right? We just leave that to God. We don't care. I can't even fathom how this seed compared to another seed turns into a different type of plant. I don't need to worry about that. My responsibility is just to sow the seeds, just to share the message, keep it going. So now, here are two things to change your life. Learn how to get a customer and make sales. Here's the simple art of sales right here. It's 3 steps. 1, share a unique product and talk about its merits. You need to learn about the Atomy products, right? Go to the Atomy website, learn about the products, become a consumer of those products, and then you can share those products with experience, an experience about why Hemohim is my favorite product, because this is what it did for me. And you can share that with people. You can share that information with them, and then you can persuade someone that it's the best thing on the market compared to other things on the market. Like our toothpaste, much better than a lot of other toothpastes on the market. And then they agree to buy the product. Right there, my friends, is the simple art of sales. And then the second thing to work on is recruiting, right? Introduce the business opportunity to people. You got to keep sowing the seed, got to keep sharing that message. Keep telling people about that business opportunity. Everybody's looking for an opportunity out there. They just need to hear the right message, and then they will consider your opportunity. Learn how to give a good invitation. That was the key for me. Remember, I told you that I messaged 170 people through the Facebook Messenger. And it was that 170th person that said yes. 169 told me to go fly a kite. Well, I modified my message a little bit. I learned how to change my message. I learned how to approach people differently. I learned a new skill. Learn how to give 2 kinds of presentations. 1, a formal presentation, and 2, an informal. So the formal presentation would be something like this maybe, or someday you might be on a stage at an Atomy meeting and you have to give a presentation. You're in a suit and tie or a dress, you're all fancied up and dolled up. Formal presentation, you got slideshows and all of this, the bells and whistles. And then you've got that informal presentation. You know what we call this? We call that the elevator speech. Because when you get out on an elevator, you got, 1 to 3 minutes to talk to people. So make it short, concise. It's real informal. And then following up. That's the key thing right there, my friends. That's one of our 8 core, right? Follow up. Make sure that you reach out to members, reach out to the people that you invited to the meeting. You shared them the opportunity, follow up. All right. The last slide here, my friends. Once you start a new life, you have to take care of it. Do you know what we call this? We call this sponsorship. A sponsor is like being a bridge from darkness to a new opportunity, from skeptic to believing, from knowing or not knowing to knowing. Being a sponsor, once you sign up a member, once you sign up someone, your friend or an acquaintance, you're their sponsor. You're tending that garden, right? You're helping people grow. You're helping them learn. You're fertilizing them. You're sharing them knowledge with them, the vision. You're helping them grow and learn and develop and continue to see the vision. A sponsor sees something in new members before they see it in themselves. Sometimes as a sponsor, we have to encourage people to just believe in themselves a little bit more so that they can do it. I've seen that magic work out over the last 2 years that I've been in Atomy. I've seen it work out so many times with different people. people that, they come to the meeting for the first time, and next thing you know, they're moving on to sales master, different things like that. It's because their sponsors were right there walking with them across that bridge, helping them get from darkness to new opportunity. So my friends, I hope that you learned something tonight that will help transform your network marketing business and help you continue to grow. Remember, you don't have to bat 1,000. It's okay. It's okay if 7 people say no. It's okay if the birds come, let them come. It's okay if some of the plants wither. It's going to happen. If it was easy all the time, we'd all be imperial masters today, right? So with that, my friends, I just want to say thank you. I hope that your garden grows. I hope that your business grows and that all of your seed lands on fertile ground. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Wow, Scott, thank you for that very, very informative and impressive presentation you just did. You have